All right, another successful mission.
You just look strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
She's very photogenic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Chip and Dale. How are you guys doing?
Crazy ride. By my side.
Hello, Grogu.
Don't be shy. Let you want over.
Now, Universal Orlando Resort, Earl the Squirrel needs his own Christmas tree over here for the meet and greet. I think so. I think we're gonna make that happen. We'll put that.
4 of you have tried to kill me in the past. 1 of you succeeded.
Do you think the people on the moon ever look over and say, wow, it's a full spaceship Earth tonight? But welcome back to the sign welcoming you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Hiya, Scooby! We're here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort with the newly opened Kona. I don't remember what it's called. All right, and good morning, Magic Crew. How are you guys doing today? It is Thursday morning, October 10th, 2024. It is the morning after Milton, and we are currently at home where we should be for after such a day as was last night and everything that was going on. Welcome in, guys. This is the first time you've ever joined us here at Ear to Ear Magic. Hi, my name is Chris, and I am your Travelmation travel agent who goes to Disney, Universal, and other places and travel. And I am here in the Edwards homestead for the moment. My wife Susan is over here making me a toaster strudel, which I don't think I deserve, but I'll take it. I'll take a homemade toaster strudel straight out of the toaster oven, and we're gonna have some toaster strudel. We're gonna talk about what's going on, but mainly this is gonna be a time for us just to come together for a few minutes as a community, as a group. The people who generally come in and watch our live streams every Monday through Friday, which I'm looking forward to getting back into starting next week as well and getting back onto our regular schedule. So glad you guys could pop in. Good morning, Magic Crew. If you are here in the chat this morning and you are in the Florida area, people are going to want to know how you doing, how you feeling, how the night went, how was the damage, are you okay, is everything else okay? Did you have flooding? Did you lose power? So feel free as you come in today to just take the moment and fill in everybody as to what's going on with you and how you're doing. We'll talk a little bit about what we did last night, and we'll basically get ourselves prepped and ready to say, you know what, this is a storm, it happened, and we're gonna process it and move on out. So real quick, let me jump in and say hello to everybody this morning. Nick P is in. Greg, good to see you. Brave Fit Strong with Carla. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Isabel? Vicky is here with us this morning. 3 Strands, WDW. How you doing? Good morning. Kaylee, good to see you. PRK543, Charles Goddard. Got the chat with Charles a little bit last night on the Patreon chat. I was popping in updates for patrons last night as the storm progressed, and it was good to see Charles jump in there last night. Tony Blip was in there as well. Joe Nardo, good morning. How are you? M&D Adventures. Derek is here this morning. J-Man 10081, good morning. Oh, Missy, hello, hello. Stitch Lover, Marissa. Laureen is here. Travis, still without power at 8 a.m. this morning. or since 8 p.m. last night. Jessica, safe for a change in the Big Bend. Please keep my cousins in your thoughts and prayers. They're in Sarasota. Sarasota got hit pretty hard, I think, because it was basically a part of the landfall. Joe says, I think I heard there was a roof issue at the Poly and they had to evacuate guests. I do know we did get some word that there was a little bit of flooding over at the Contemporary and they had to do some shifting. None of that's confirmed, but that's just what I've heard so far. Good morning, Sam A. Enrique is here. How you doing, Michelle D? Hello, hello, Caitlin the Blind Disney Queen. How are you? We did not lose any power, and we don't have any destruction that we've seen so far. Now, we haven't been out to the car, so hopefully the car is okay. But so far, we haven't seen anything. Now, we've had issues with some of last year's hurricanes. You guys may, for those who've been with us for a while, we had problems with the hallway having some gaps in some of the exterior doors, which allowed flooding to come in. We knew that was a potential. We knew it had not been taken care of or done anything with. So last night we went and shoved, hey, push come to shove, we did. We shoved plastic bags, grocery bags, basically, in between the door jamb and the door, and just kept sliding them in there and sliding them in there. And this morning, there's only a little bit more water in there than was than when we found it last night. So luckily we got on top of that one. Hello, there you are, Perry. Good morning, Brittany. Lori Loads of Magic's with us this morning. Leo's here. J-Man, how you doing? So I came on to beg for money. Yes, I need all the checks with large sums and just send it on because of all the terrible destruction we had. I mean, look at this picture. Yeah, please send funds. No. I'm excited that this is an opportunity you guys can come in. I hope that those who are in Florida, part of our crew, like Travis, can come in and give us some updates. I would love for you guys to see and hear from some of our own crew that are here in the area as well. Let's see. I want to open up another window so I can see things a little faster because it looks like right there. This is not my normal setup, so I have to make changes here and there. And Jasper W, thank you. Jasper just wanted to make sure that you guys all felt welcome and part of the community. And so Jasper has gifted 10 Magic Crew Cast memberships. That's our private program just for YouTube, for the people in the community. You'll notice people were in green in chat. They will have emoji access and they can have a badge beside their name. Jasper, thank you so very much from across the ocean this morning or this afternoon, has gifted 10 memberships to people for the next month, so you guys can be a part of it and check it out. And I think, let's see if I can pull it up here. Stitch Lover, Oatney, Vicky, 1993 Notch, Teriyaki, Loki Mara, Kim McKittrick, and Sandra Rodriguez, Dancing Katie. Is that all of them? I think there's got to be more than that because it's supposed to be 10. Congratulations, guys. Thank you to Jasper. And thanks to Jasper. For the next month, you guys have access to all of the things and the perks that come along with being a Magic Crew Cast. We've kept it at the lowest price of $3.99 a month so that it's available for anybody who wants to be a part of it, to support the channel. And we greatly appreciate it. And people like Jess Rose here, who have been a member for as long as they have been. 13 months. Congratulations and happy stream anniversary for being in the Magic Crew Cast. Thank you so much, Jess, and to everybody else who's in green who makes it possible for us to do what we do here. Good morning, AB. Oh, Missy, I put a pic of Contemporary on Patreon. Can't post a video. Rooms had 1 and 2 inches of water, but power was in, and they have water. Let me go back and check and see if I can find that. Since, like I said,
Assuming that was in the garden wing.
I'm assuming it had to be in the garden wing as well, because if it was flooding, it had to be.
I mean, the rooms don't even start until the 3rd floor on the Contemporary, 4th floor.
There we go.
Contemporary main building, so.
I'm gonna pop it up here and take a quick look.
And I guess there are some ground floor rooms in Bay Lake.
Oh, thanks, Lucas. Yeah, I mean, it was the damage so far. You can just see. I mean, look at that. That's over there at Typhoon Lagoon. It completely picked up a ship and put it on top of the mountain. It's crazy. That's a standard joke. We have to make that one every time we have a storm. From the Disney College Program rooms, have a video of the room flooding. So yeah, it looks like it's one of the garden rooms. Got trash cans coming in. So this is more of a, it looks like less flooding and more of just water damage. There's water coming in from the rooftops and stuff like that. I was thinking it was like one of the first floor rooms and there was water coming in from like the in-ground, but you can see some trash cans coming up there as well. Some rooms were leaking as well. I'm pretty sure she said the main building. How you doing this morning, M&D Adventures? And let's see if if any of the other patrons, if any of you guys have some things from being on property, please feel free to put them in the Patreon chat. Over on Patreon, we have a live 24/7 chat room in which we're continually talking and checking with people. And it's good to have updates like that and to see things of what's going on in people's lives. Vicky submitted this one. This is a building from Cocoa Beach. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the footage from the what's the stadium?
The one in Tampa.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's a
They-
fabric roof.
The roof was torn off last night. There's lots of videos and stuff like that. Today's stream is not brought to you by Mountain Dew, but I gotta do it a little bit.
Other people like coffee. Chris likes Mountain Dew.
Deb, how you doing this morning, Deb? Deb's been a member of the Magic Crew cast for 9 months today. Happy stream anniversary. Looking good and green today, Deb. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found the crew as well. And we hope that you guys will always enjoy spending some time. Tropicana. Should have known that for the orange juice. Thank you, guys. Loki Mara says, couple miles up from us lost most of their roof. A lot of damage and things like that are just, there's going to be a lot of that. Especially over the coast, there's lots of flooding.
It was a Cat 3 one.
Oh, yeah, it hit as a Cat 3. Now, let's, just because it's been so long since we've done a live stream, we got catch up everybody. Jasper, who donated 10 Magic Crew cast memberships, 14 months. Thank you so much, Jasper. Brittany, member for 16 months. Love to hear you guys. And Destination Main Street Company. Thank you guys so much again for being a part of the community and for just keeping everybody else feeling so positive and upbeat when it comes to our streams, when we come to the parks. If you are watching for the first time today, this is not our normal setup. Of course, we're not streaming from the parks because right now all of the parks are closed. Universal Studios Florida, all of the parks at Walt Disney World, they're all closed today. They will not reopen until tomorrow. So we will, today we're going to take it easy and this, we'll see and decide what we're going to do for tomorrow. Nick says, my family in Tampa drove up to Georgia. They have no idea how things are at their house. And I think it's one of the scariest things is when you don't know.
And you can hide from the wind, but you have to run from the water. And there was a significant storm surge forecasted.
So Renee says, I just found my membership. I guess it's been 1 year and 10 months and 10 days. You're coming up soon to a 2-year mark, Renee, which is going to be the highest badge color that we created when we first did this, because we had no idea if this was going to be something people would be interested in. Stitch Lover, look at you, looking green today. Thanks to Jasper. So, how you doing, Thorin? Oh, 3 strands. This is the report I found on the poly, FYI only. Part of the roof to the Aotearoa building. I'm sure I got all the consonants in there. I'm not surprised, especially with the poly, the way that the buildings are built. There's a lot of space for wind to come through and to wreak havoc on that. Yeah, come on back, Renee. I actually we get a lot of communication when stuff like this happens from travel clients, from people who aren't travel clients. And I had one woman who contacted me, and she said she's watching Milton because she's so scared because their family trip is next week. And I'm like, you're fine. Seriously, you're fine. I said, Friday, the parks will reopen. They'll get everything back together. I said, by the time you're here, I said, life will be just like it was before the storm came through. And she's like, oh, thank goodness. And I'm just like, there's a lot of people who will get really nervous about stuff like this and not know that this is something they do all the time. So, So let's talk a little bit about what happened with us last night, just because people will ask questions, especially if you just joined into this morning. This is breakfast. It smells pretty good. Even bacon. So last night we had the storm come through and it hit the shore with a Category 3. And I broke this chair last week and it is still broken. Try not to break it further. But the Category 3 landfall, Tampa, Sarasota area, and it came in pretty hard. I know Travis lost power. Randy and Heidi were over there reporting over in the patron group. They lost power. We, at that point, were getting just a little bit of wind and rain. I kept getting questions from my parents. How are things going? What's the update? What's the update? I'm like, there's really nothing to update. By the time it really got to us, and we started really feeling the wind and the rain, was probably around the 11 o'clock hour, maybe. And it is, I know Tammy B, I've got food, so now we're back to real life. This is real ear to ear magic. So we were up at about 11 o'clock. That's when Owen's like, we need to check the hallway. Check the hallway. Water was starting to come in already. We're like, oh, we got to fix this. And so we got up there. We made that happen. And then we just kind of watched it. And it got very windy from us, from where we're at. And the rain came in heavy. And the way the structure is, what we've got right now, we could hear certain parts of the building. We're really hearing the wind pressure on it. Because there's an exterior door that's on to the outside of where we're at right now in the master bedroom. So we could hear that door every time you have a really hard push of wind, which was a little unsettling. But we realized soon after that even at the worst of it, it wasn't getting as bad as we thought it could be. Hey, Susan, if you can, we've got a question that just came in off the email. I don't know if you want to take a look at it. So we kind of settled in, and then we realized that it wasn't getting any worse. Everything seemed to be secure. The kids went to bed. Susan went to bed. I went to bed. I'm like, if we can sleep through this, we might be okay. Because we got through the worst part of it about 12:30. I was watching all the bands coming through. I'm like, the next band is not supposed to come through until about 4 o'clock or something like that. I was out, and I thought this would be good if I could sleep through the whole night. Nova decided to relocate herself. Nova did fine. Nova had no idea that there was any issues whatsoever. She had a wonderful evening last evening. We supplemented her lack of dog biscuits with other treats that she had, so she never even knew we ran out of biscuits yesterday. And we did. We ran out of her big, bone-shaped biscuits that we used and treat her with, and play with and put in her Kong, and we ran out of those like yesterday morning. I'm like, oh, whoops. She decided at 3:30 in the morning that she no longer wanted to sleep on her bed beside my bed. She wanted to go sleep on her bed in the living room. So she got up and she casually, and then she did that big shake that dogs do when they're moving locations to let you know that they are making a formal change of location. And she woke me up when she shook and walked out of the bedroom. I woke up at 3:30. I checked on things. I gave you guys an update in the patron chat, and then I went back and tried to go back to bed. Couldn't. Just too much going on in my head. I had too many thoughts going on, and I stayed up until about 8 o'clock. So that's why instead of having an earlier stream, I slept from about 8 till about 10:30. So I did get a little bit of sleep. Let's see. Loki Mars says we're still under a tropical storm warning here in Flagler Beach. Thought I saw something come in there. Lori loves the magic. How you doing, Lori? We missed you. I think we missed you on a call the other night. Love this group so much. Sending hugs out to the Florida crew. Thank you so much, Lori. Lori has been a member for 20 months, and love that you guys care about each other more than it's just the idea of the stream, that you have an actual concern and knowledge of each other as a group and community, and I think that's amazing. I think I saw Elfie, how are you? Guten Tag, watching from Germany today. Jeremy, how's it going? It has been a couple weeks. I still don't have a Disney annual pass restarted yet. So even if the park's open today, unless I gave the mouse some money, I couldn't go to the park yet. So it'll open again tomorrow. We'll see if we can take care of that today. But Melissa K, I know I feel terrible, Melissa. Do me a favor, please tell your granddaughter that I'm so sorry that we didn't get to say hello. Melissa's been a member of the Magic Crew cast for 17 months, and we missed you in September. That was the week that I had the flu. I couldn't get out of the house at all. So make sure to tell her that I miss seeing her, that we'll have to catch her on the next trip. Hello, Queen Honey Bear. How am I feeling? Last night I took my last antibiotic, and this morning I'm taking my last steroid. So I'm feeling much better. Was I at Universal on Tuesday? Yep. Susan and I both were. We did our storm prep on Monday, and we were given the opportunity and the invitation to join a VIP experience on Tuesday if we wanted to. Knowing that we've done everything we needed to do for storm prep, we had all the food and all the things, everything was taken care of. Susan and I said, well, this is an opportunity for us to go on a VIP tour that we're hosted, that we could see again how, the experience was, to share it with you guys. And it was an opportunity that, when it comes along, it allows us to just, like, we're going to do it. So we got some stuff to share with you guys about that. But that also meant that we were in Universal, and we could hear, matter of fact, when Universal made the announcement of what their closing was going to be, our tour guys were right there, and they, we knew official what was going to happen. Yeah, because employees get the know first, and so they let them know they were going to be closing at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and their VIP tour guides were told that they were still going to be open in the morning, and that their tours were still going to be going on. They were just going to be cut in half. So I got some really great conversations with those tour guys and other team members across the park, because we're always concerned. Every time we go through a storm like this, and we'll get into this a little bit later if we do at all today, there's always a give and take when it comes to those types of storms. And it's a lot of negativity, guys. As a social media person who is in the Florida area, as soon as we have a storm come through, all I have to do is post a picture of anything I'm doing, whether it's a positive, negative, or just a static picture of anything that's going on. I will get some sort of comment from someone who feels as though the actions that we are doing or showing are not the right thing to do. They're endangering the guests. They're making the wrong decisions, and a chance to call people in Florida stupid or whatever. We get a lot of that. I do not look forward to those because it becomes a very negative, very toxic environment until that storm has passed. Happens every year, and sometimes it happens more than once. But being in the parks allows me to hear and understand, ask questions, talk to the people who are working, and really get an idea of what is happening behind the scenes. And it's really valuable information for us, especially since we're travel agents, because there are people who will say, well, if there's a storm coming through, you should cancel your trip. Well, it's not the best trip, but there are people who are staying in the hotels today who will make the best of it and be right back to their vacation starting tomorrow. So it's not the same for everybody. And I just hope that if you're watching and you're not from the area, or if you've never been through a hurricane, or if you've never weathered a storm like this, please be reserved in your comments on social media to those who actually are experiencing it, because the last thing someone needs to hear when their house is flooded is that you don't approve of how they handled the storm, because that doesn't help them at all. So please remember, these are real people dealing with real situations, and they may not have the same situations that you do. So just please remember, these are real people. So good morning, Captain Tuttle. How you doing? John says, glad to see you're safe. We went through the entire night. I had no structural issues, no structural damage. Even the issues and problems we had last year of the big storms, none of that water structure came in this year, so that was really good. How you doing, Cindy? Good morning, good morning. Christy's in here with us this morning. I said, I hope the hurricane didn't cause any damage to your property. The only thing we haven't seen so far is the vehicle. That poor vehicle's been beat up. Last year's storm that came through actually did cause some damage to the exterior of our vehicle, and it caused some sort of a leak structure. So when we have major rain, we get water come into the structure. It basically leaks inside of our vehicle now if it rains heavy, and we've not been able to find where it's coming in from. So hopefully that didn't worsen. Gale 626 was watching Myers until 11:30, where they were going to make a second stream. His power flickered. He was worried about his pool overflowing. So I'm sure Mama Mouse took care of him. How you doing, Bayou Bingle? Good morning, good morning. Terry C's in here. Vicky Croft, how you doing? So yeah, we made it through the storm, and we slept through most of it last night, and we're just now literally just waking up. While we're having breakfast. And before I have the first bite, it's a 5 out of 5, so don't bother to ask. So if you are watching and you're from the Florida area, please come into the chat and let us know how things went for you, if you're okay.
The storm went well south of us, so we did not get that much.
No, we didn't. It went south. But here's the thing: the way the storm was rolling, we got a lot of the wind. We got a lot of the rain that came through with it. But I posted this again in the Patreon. Now I'm going to tell you guys, if you're part of the community and you've never looked at it, go give consideration to checking out patreon.com. I understand it's a way for creators to fund and to make money and to keep their businesses going. For us, we use it for a lot of communication outside of live streaming. And I appreciate the fact that we could keep in communication with you guys throughout the night. That's where I was posting some of our updates and things. This was this morning at 7 a.m. And you can see the blue and the green dot. That's us. The little the light green dot is Walt Disney World proper, or Lake Buena Vista. And you can see all of that had passed us by 7 a.m. this morning. But it was at that point only a Category 1. Disney Mom Debbie, just having moved from Oregon, I've survived my first hurricane. So blessed I've not lost power. You know, not to make light of it, but you guys understand this is how I deal with things. A lot of stuff is with humor. It's not meant to be disrespectful. I'm not, you know, I posted a video last night about what it's like to open up the door. Have you guys not seen it? If you haven't seen it, go over to Instagram. Go check it out. I almost didn't post it because I thought someone's going to get upset or mad that, you know, I was being, you know, disrespectful in any way whatsoever. But if you don't follow us on Instagram or other places where we can put some content up, go do so. Go check it out. I did a video of what it's like when Floridians are opening their doors this morning as they come out of Milton overpass. And I was really scared that people were going to like, well, this guy's just a jerk. He's just being, you know. But when you are here, Disney Mom, you need that stress relief. You've made it through. You did it. That's why I think I get really upset. By the way, Susan's having breakfast right here beside me. So if you guys have questions for Susan as well, feel free. Thank you. Lone Wolf says, I enjoyed it. If you've never endured a storm like this, if you've never gone through a hurricane or a tornado, it is extremely frightening. It's really scary. But this is our 6th year living here in Florida, and we've done a lot of these storms. And so for us, we evacuated Irma before we moved here. We were on a Disney World vacation. We were staying at Old Key West.
We were scared into leaving.
We were so scared. They told us we had to leave. It was going to be horrible.
Not the Disney people, just
No,
other
just
people.
everybody. You know, the news, everybody in North and South Dakota were just telling us that we needed to leave Walt Disney World. Scared for our kids' lives. So we left. We left our Disney vacation. We got back into the vehicle.
We filled up with gas on Disney property.
And it was a 14-hour drive until we got home.
It was a nightmare.
It was horrendous, guys. If you've never evacuated a state like that, we never knew if there was going to be gas at any of the exits.
We did not get gas until
Well, we were in Georgia. We
past
were
Albany.
well past South Georgia before we even tried to get gas, because the lines for the exits were way off the interstate. And when you got off, there was no guarantee there would actually be any gas out there, that you've waited for 30 minutes to get off the exit. The kids were just terrified. It was just awful. And so the first time we had that situation happen once we moved here, we made it very, very clear to everyone that we needed to make sure that that was the right action before we went through that thing again. We had no desire to do it. How you doing this morning, Walt? How you doing, Laney 963? Good morning, good morning. So we decided from then on that we would take our experience from evacuating and we would put it against the data that we see as what's coming, and we would balance it. And so we are not being ignorant. We are not ignoring. We are not making decisions based on the fact that we want to ride roller coasters, because that's not what we're doing. We are taking our past experience, weighing it against the current situation, and seeing, based upon what we've done in the past, what is going to be best for our family. And it's just, to do that. Terry says that's probably just not after a hurricane. You have to look for gators every time you open your door. That's we call those Tuesday, Terry. There could be a gator anywhere. You get more than just that. There's some wildlife around here. We got some wildlife, that's for sure. How you doing, Pinocchio? Sylvia says, I'm in North Florida and the Eye of Helene barely missed us. It came within 50 miles of us. We also got strong winds. So we've gotten one that went straight up the side of Florida. We've got one right across the other. So Nicole, we good. Can somebody email Nicole? Let her know we're good. We're good. Oh, Missy, I think if you're not in an evac zone, then stay put. And that's kind of the idea, is we're in Central Florida. There's a reason we live in Central Florida. Love to live on the coast, but there comes some danger when it comes to that, when the weather zones and stuff, things. The other thing to take in consideration, I've seen people getting berated by people on social media when they talked about how they were not going to be evacuating. And this is like Orlando. That, oh, they're just going to stay in Orlando. And people were just berating them about how stupid this is, because this is the 4th largest storm in the history of the world. That it's going to, and we see all those articles. I'm like, yeah, we've heard all these things before. This is going to be the storm that nobody in Florida has ever seen before. And all the old people going, I've seen some stuff. I've seen some stuff. But this poor woman, was getting berated because she wasn't leaving. And at one point she used a phrase, and it kind of stuck with me. Evacuation money. She used the phrase evacuation money. Single mom, small kids, evacuation money. To evacuate doesn't mean you just get in your car and just go off somewhere else and have a grand old time, and then you get to come home later and everything's good. It costs money. You have to fuel up that car. You have to pay for a hotel or wherever else you're going. Some of us really have to work hard and struggle to pay for the rent to stay in the place we're at. Now that we finally paid rent for this place, you're now telling me I have to put extra cash to stay for a couple of days elsewhere. Not something that's easy for everybody. So all I'm saying is if you see somebody who's in a situation like that, well, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to say, well, I've got 4 cats and I'm not going to leave them, and I've got a vehicle that's unreliable, and I don't have enough money to spend $500 on hotel elsewhere. You know what? I'm looking at the situation. I'm looking at where the cone is. I think I'm going to just sit here and stay and defend my house. There can be a lot of situations. So all I can say is I appreciate you guys as a community understanding that when we as Floridians make the decisions to where we're going to go, there's a lot of factors along with it. And if someone is dealing with a situation where they may be scared to death, but they don't have evacuation money, but yet you're sitting there yelling at them, it doesn't help. So I had a hard time with it last night, thinking about all the people from out of state who were just basically making fun of, yelling at, or dehumanizing people who were in situations where they were scared and they would have loved to have picked up and left, but they couldn't. So keep that in consideration. It is. Lady says evacuation is an expensive thing. It's not something taken lightly. And if there are pets involved, oh my gosh. Now, if you're in the area, these hotels will waive pet fees, but forget about, we couldn't find any hotel rooms here. No, they were all
We did consider
Disney.
it.
We've done it before. Disney and Universal both turned off their bookings this past weekend. I mean, it was just, you had to be an early bird, or they said, no, we're done. They say they're full. That's semantics.
I mean,
They have to have
in
rooms
their
for the people.
defense, there are people that weren't able to leave.
Yeah.
That they had to continue to room. And then also, just like as we've heard, if there's an issue with a room and they need to move people, you have to have
Hey, Ruby.
space to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, think about it this way. Everybody in Fort Wilderness, if you're in a campground or an RV, they're not going to let you stay there. They're going to take you out and they're going to put you into a room over the Contemporary. Upgrade. Well, that means that all of those rooms at the Contemporary need to stay empty so that they can bring everybody over for the campground and have them stay in there. Why there or the lodge? Because then they can just transport them back and forth from the boats and make it easier. There's a lot of operations things that have to happen. And then you have to have your stay home crew. These are your cast members who have elected, volunteered, placed their names on a list to say, please, please let me do this. Let me stay on property so that I can help entertain, take care of, and do what needs to be done when curfews. There was last night at Disney, there was a curfew at 8:30 p.m. Cast members have to be there to help out. And guess what? Characters stay in the hotels. And they come by and they hang out with the kids. They watch cartoons. You may have Pluto sitting on the floor with a bunch of kids watching cartoons over by the check-in area. You may have Chippendale come in to play a game of Ring Around the Rosie. All that stuff has to happen. And so, they have to lock them down and they have to make sure they have rooms for it.
I think it's worth noting as well that a lot of people don't get a full accurate reflection of what the weather actually is that's coming, because the national news's goal is to have you watch
Viewership.
their channel and all the commercials that are running during their chat about how awful the weather is going to be. And one of the reasons we felt safe is because we were looking at specific local people that we trust
in worse situations
who are
than we are,
drama free, and will tell you what you need to know so you can safely prepare. And we knew that it didn't matter. It was a Category 5. It would not be a Category 5 when it made landfall. For over 36 hours, they were saying it would be a Category 3 when it hit, and it was a Category 3 when it hit.
But yet, I had all these people sending me articles on Monday telling me that I should get my family out, and I was being irresponsible because this is going to be a Category 5, and it will be the worst storm that Florida has seen in years. But we know from experience that there's different things. Someone put in the chat, one family says that for them to fly out early, it was going to cost $2,000. JM said someone said it was going to be $2,000 for them to fly out early. If they couldn't stay. So they stayed because they couldn't afford to leave. Yes, and guess what? Wednesday morning, airports shut down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to take into consideration. Disney Mom Debbie, I had people back home telling me to evacuate were really pressuring me, but I had to work yesterday. Guess what? People have to work. People have to make money. People have to take and do their jobs. And when you say they should close the parks, I can't believe they closed. They opened the park on Wednesday morning.
Several cast members who reached out to us and said, just because we were asking genuinely, be honest with us, is this an issue? And they're like, you know what? We have to pay rent. And whether or not we work or don't work, the park will be open. The park is open, and so we work. It's not that they're opening it because people are coming. People are coming because the park is open. And, and we need that money. We need to pay rent. We need to buy food. We need to make our car payment.
So people don't think about the fact that when they're yelling, you're making those poor cast members work when they should be at home prepping for the hurricane. Those people depend upon their wages. And you're telling them that they're going to have to take an extra day off or maybe 2 days off because you don't feel comfortable watching the park operate when it's 75 degrees and actually really nice like it was on Tuesday. Tuesday was a beautiful day to be in the park. It was a really great day. And I got messages left and right from, I hope you're not going to be in the parks today. It's a great day to be in the parks. And guess what? All the cast members, all the team members around us were making their wages. They were making what they needed to do to make rent and to pay bills.
And both from Disney and Universal cast members, we heard that if they, for some reason, did not feel comfortable working, if they felt like they needed to leave, if they needed to do hurricane prep, that they were free to do that. There was no reprimand, that they were allowed to do that. I think it's important that it's easy to judge from a distance. Right. And when you're not in the middle of it.
Good morning, Vanessa R. How are you? Poison Apple says, my parents are in Walt Disney World right now. Their hotel allowed pets for the locals who evacuated. Yes. Any of the Orlando hotels are allowing pets to come in at this point.
Florida statewide. It's whenever there's a
evacuation
emergency.
All the doggies in the lobby.
It's a state Florida law that
Hello,
they
Eugene.
have to allow pets.
Yes, Eugene. There are a lot of places that do not have power right now.
Mostly along the
Katie
coast.
Younger, good morning. Meaning the parks closed for a day a few years ago because of the hurricane. I think I missed the other part of that comment. I remember this happened a few years ago too, right? Yes. The Disney and Universal, they don't make the closures lightly. They want to make sure that there's a real reason to close.
But if there
and
is,
how long they close.
I mean, there's some cleanup to do, I'm sure, today. I'm not saying that I feel like there's damage. They build their structures to withstand a Category 5 hurricane, and when it came through our area, it was only a Category 1. But even still, branches get knocked down.
You guys got Susan's over here. She was having some breakfast earlier.
I was having breakfast too. Awnings might get torn or ripped, little things like that they just, do not meet Disney's level of perfection for your park experience. So they will have time to do that. They also do normally during a hurricane, the little secret inside thing. The very top tower of the castle does get taken off during that
Extreme weather, yes.
extreme weather. So they had to put that back together again. It doesn't take them long, but
Don't say nothing about that.
but they have to make everything park ready again.
They tie everything down, and they will tie down signs. They will tie down fences, kiosks. The popcorn kiosk will all be battened down.
They use that giant plastic wrap moving stuff to attach like trash cans to light poles, or we've seen it. And even when we were in the park on Tuesday at Universal, they did the same. There were sandbags on top of things. They had completely removed. We already knew before they made the announcement that there would not be a party Wednesday night, because they had removed already. Every single food kiosk was gone, completely gone. They had
there were
taken
no
it
HHN
backstage.
bars. There were no HHN food stations at all.
They took down all of the queuing spots, and because we were on a private VIP tour, they take you behind the scenes and kind of sneak you in between the parks more quickly. So we got to see some of the behind the scenes things, and
Did they take the medallion down at Universal? The HHN medallion?
Yeah, it was
gone.
down? Yeah, it was gone. So the HHN medallion was down. Anything that could get caught by the wind had been removed or was weighted down, tied up.
I feel terrible now.
They did.
Look, I didn't even notice it. The medallion is gone.
Yeah, that's from Tuesday morning. So they do a really good job of prepping to minimize any damage or cleanup later, but they do still have to go undo all of that they did. So they have to go unwrap everything that was wrapped and get everything set in its right place. I'm sure they're going to be spending a lot of time putting back all of the HHN. They took down, they didn't take down everything, but the vast majority of the set work for the scare zones was removed. So, by the Mummy, there's this huge stage that was completely gone. We got to walk through that area. We got to do a lot of fun things on this VIP tour, guys. That was a lot of fun. Just very educational for us, of course, in letting clients know.
Duncan Runner says, since all the Halloween stuff's coming down, can we just go ahead and start Christmas early?
I love Christmas. I'm down for that. But we've got a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party on the 31st.
I still got some more HHN parties I need to go to as well. Terry wants to know, is Disney World flooded?
No. So there are some AI photos going around right now. I have seen several people post it. I hate that people do this. Someone went to the trouble of making up fake photos, and that pisses me off. Main Street
with the floodwaters everywhere, and it looks convincing.
Everyone just jumps in and was like, "Oh my gosh, look!" And then it gets shared like thousands of places.
And then people don't know.
And then people who do know, like us, you look at the photo and you're like, that's not right. Like, you're looking at the walls and the way everything's situated, and you can see that it's been altered. But yeah, no, there was no flooding. I mean, there might have been some flooding
there might be some local flooding.
Little areas. There's certain areas in Epcot that flood temporarily, no matter what. A good rain.
Frontierland always gets a lot of flooding. What they have to do is
Tomorrowland has some spots where it will
sewers.
Just you'll have a little bit of flooding, but the photos that have been going around on the internet, those are not for reals.
And Joanna, we're doing good. Good to have you in this morning. Hello, Team Michelle. Is there a Not So Scary Halloween party tonight or HHN party tonight?
You know what? I haven't checked the schedule. I don't think so for either one. No. They're completely closed, so there's no way. If there was a party scheduled, both of them, both Disney and Universal had said for party tickets specifically, we're not talking park daytime tickets, but for the parties, that they were just automatically refunding those ticket purchases to the card that was used to make the purchase to begin with for all clients. It's not even something you have to request or do anything about. It's automatically coming back to you. So super low stress on that. And then for tickets specifically, Disney is great. If for some reason you didn't make it in and you have tickets you didn't get to use, they will, it just sits as a credit on your account, the value of the tickets, and you can use them to buy new tickets at any point in time. They're very flexible. You just pay the difference if it costs more. So, but they are a non-refundable purchase if they are purchased outside of a package. And that is one of the reasons that we often recommend for our clients that they buy that package, because within a package, room and tickets are a flexible thing. If we're able to reschedule, everything moves, it's very smooth. If there's a cancellation allowance and it's a package, we're just able to cancel that whole package, the tickets and all, no worry about having that money tied up in tickets. And that's just,
It's one of the reasons why we like to have packages.
Yeah.
Because when you buy tickets separately, it becomes a whole nother
It's so
ordeal.
much less flexible, and we like to do our best to make things as easy as possible for our clients. And you never know when something like this is going to come up, or just some personal situation is going to happen that you just don't know. You don't know what to do. So we help our clients navigate those. So for sure.
I'm stuffing my face off camera.
You know what, Katie? I doubt you're going to see nearly as many displaced manatees and alligators as you might think.
Though we were supposed to go to Gatorland yesterday.
We were supposed to go to Gatorland yesterday for a media event, and it was canceled.
And it will not be rescheduled, so that's kind of sad.
Because I'm sure they have some cleanup of their own to do. But yeah, but I'm not overly concerned about that. We got rain, but it wasn't, here at least, it was not a crazy amount. They did get more rain along the coast, obviously. Just the weather was stronger there, but.
So we had one question about this. Hang on. There. Boop.
So our group cruise with Disney Cruise Line is next December. So not this December, but next December 5th through the 8th. Disney does not have the normal group rates that other cruise lines have, but we are able to, book for you. Booking early is always going to be your best bet to make sure to get the cabin location you want at the very best rate. And honestly, the rates have been pretty reasonable. I do expect in the next couple of months them to start to jump once you reach into a certain window. It's kind of like hotel room availability. The less rooms that are available, the higher the prices start to go for
Like an
standard
airport
rates.
as well.
So early is always better for Disney Cruise Line for sure. If a promotion comes out, we can always apply it, and we have done that. That's the thing about Disney Cruise Line, though. They rarely give out promotions. They, post-COVID, pre-COVID, never saw a promotion. The best you might see is half off deposit. So you still pay the same full amount, but you only have to put down 10% instead of 20%. Post-COVID, they've had a couple of promotions, but only a couple, and they were very laser focused to specific cruises that they were having difficulty filling. They're not having that issue anymore. So if you're wanting to sail with us, definitely get in touch with us. Let me get you a quote and get you booked. It's just a 20% deposit to hold it. And the prices right now are pretty reasonable, like I said. So it's been fun placing everyone, because I get to choose cabins for this. So I kind of know where everyone is, and I'm kind of like, we have a section on,
that's another good thing.
on a specific deck where we're kind of all close to the elevators,
So
and
the
we're
earlier
all,
you guys book onto these things, the better chance we have of getting you guys in areas where you could be closer to, even if you have 2 rooms for your same family.
Yeah.
Getting
Connecting rooms. Early booking is definitely easier for that. I'm just waiting for the interesting stories where you're talking to your room attendant and you're like, yeah, no, we did book separately, but can you unlock that connecting room door? Thanks, we're going to hang out together. And we'd really like to open up our open up our balconies to one long balcony so that we
We
can
anticipate
hang out.
we
so.
anticipate some of the people on our magic crew are going to go. I know I'm not booked with these people, but I want to hang out with these people, so it may happen.
Yeah.
We got where was it? Samara was asking whether or not we got an invitation to do the Princess Sun cruise.
We did not. We did not
the
get an
agency did.
invitation. The agency did, but we were, there are 2,000 agents at the agency, so we were not given one of those invitations. Although the reason that we were allowed to, one of the agents that is going on that was one of the ones that invited us to fill some spots on the VIP experience that we did on Tuesday. So
Katie Younger says, I was watching 2 or 3 live feeds from your general area and WESH storm coverage until about 3 a.m. Too many folks that I care about out there. There's lots of information, lots of reporters that were out, even for national coverage, that were down here and put into harm's way for your weather-tainment.
yeah.
I coined that term last night in my 4 hours of laying awake and staring at the ceiling. The weather-tainment. I think it's a new category.
It
is. It's frustrating sometimes when it comes to weather-tainment. But this is the way I look at it. I thought about doing a separate video just to kind of get my thoughts and my feelings out there, because I'm like, not that nobody cares about individual thoughts, because that's not what this channel is about. But weather-tainment, to me, I came to the conclusion last night. The weather-tainment is sort of like going to a NASCAR race. You're there to see
For the crash.
You're there to see the speed, and you're there to see some people make it, some people not. The danger of what may happen, and then the secret subconscious desire that someone's going to lose control.
Yeah.
And that something's going to
Something bad
give
will
you
happen.
some sort of entertainment, some sort of serotonin impulse when you see a car go sideways. The only problem is when it comes to weather-tainment, the people are not professionals, and they have not
didn't
volunteered to be in the sport. They're involuntarily, and it's kind of messed up. It's almost, in a way, the games. Man, I'm getting old. The so-and-so games. There was like 4 movies. Hunger Games, yeah. It's like, you're going to throw everybody in there like, let's see what happens now. Somebody's going to make it out, and some people's not. And people enjoy this stuff, sometimes sadistically. So you just got to remember, these are real people. How you doing, David Thomas? Some folks pay for a full day. MK and have to leave at 2 because of the storm.
That is true.
It is true, and it is unfortunate. But here's the one thing: is most of these people are not people walking in from Orlando and just going, "Hey, it's Wednesday and I want to be here." A lot of these people have annual passes,
Or they have multi-day tickets.
or they have a multi-day ticket where they're not necessarily paying full price, like $180 per day. At that point, they're paying smaller amounts. So yeah, it's unfortunate when they don't get a full day. But it's also unfortunate when you go on a vacation and you're limited to only eating dinner at your hotel that night because of a curfew. That's not the best.
If you rented a beach house and then it was raining and you weren't able to go into the ocean, that's unfortunate, but you're not going to go to the person who you rented the home from and be like, I want my money back. There was rain.
We went on our cruise a week ago. Calm down. She wants so bad to come over here. Just stay, be a good girl. Our Great Dane wants to be a part of the stream. She likes to come over and say hello. We went on our cruise, and because of Helene, we lost a day and a port. Mm-hmm. So we did not get to go on our excursion for the Mayan cruise or the Mayan temple exploration, which was sad. But Ad the Dutch was asking, what's a good agency to transfer money to if you want to help out any of the victims? I can't really think of anything.
if we're looking at ones that make good use of it.
That's the question. We've actually raised money before in the past for certain areas and things with that, and we got a lot of people who said they don't do a really good job of money management for that. If you guys have any suggestions or something, put them into the chat if you know of something. But off the top of my head, I don't know. I think we really need to find something that would be a good way.
Samaritan's Purse, it's a religious organization, but pretty much every dollar you send will go, and they do have teams that actively go and help.
So, when I talk about the idea of humanizing the people, not making fun of people who are making decisions of what their plan's going to be, that does not include, Anthony, the people that are getting in their trucks and making donuts in the parking lot in floodwater areas. It is not
the people that are being stupid.
No, there's when you're going too far. That's that's different, and there's always extremes when it comes to stuff like that. Kim Morrison says we just named one of our foster kittens Nova. Oh, is the foster kitten like huge, like a 138-pound cat? How you doing, Coach Paul Disney 13? Welcome in, guys. FM Ever After, good to see you. Dopey Runner, it's going to swing by later, and we're all going to get concrete mixers because apparently 2 vehicles made new drive-in spaces at their local Culver's.
Oh boy.
So, did you say donuts? So, later today, we expect that things will start to open up again, especially since there was not as much damage here. Yeah. There's word that the Publix stores may reopen today.
They're open now.
They're opened at noon today.
The one by us is open.
So things are going to start to reopen. We're going to start to see a little bit more what the situation is and what's going on around here. Hello, Peggy. Good morning. It's good to see you as well. O to the Mouse says I was also going to say Samaritan's Purse.
What?
It goes directly to the cause, yes. Inez, good morning. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are you? Been MIA for a while now. I have been MIA. We haven't streamed regularly from the parks since September. Believe me, we know. We felt it. We understand. So if the parks reopen tomorrow and I'm physically able to do so, we may be streaming tomorrow from the parks again for the first time. We have Christmas decorations, or not decorations, but merch is already out.
Yes.
That's
crazy early for them.
We haven't even got our Halloween stuff on sale yet. We're already like Christmas merch. We've got popcorn buckets and sippers we haven't even seen yet that came out 1st of October. Lots of stuff for us to catch up with. As Travelmation travel agents, we try to make sure that we really help our clients. As Susan and I try to do for what we do and how we do it, we try to keep our foot on the path of what's going on in these parks by being here all the time. So we can tell you, yes, this just came out. This is what they did here. There's been lots of changes and it's only been 2 weeks. So all I can say this, guys, if you're looking for travel and you're looking for someone to help you, the reason that we try to do what we do and how we do it is to provide a little bit of a value with the expertise that we're in the parks all the time. And we're going to take you guys live streaming Monday through Friday when we get back on the schedule, which should start happening on Monday. We've got lots of other things going on as well. We're going to get into our Run Disney weekend, come up the 1st of November. We're going to be into the Christmas, Halloween Christmas season transfer and stuff like that. So it's going to go pretty quickly, but we're going to be extremely busy. You want to say hi to everybody? Did you sleep through?
No.
Come on here. How was your storm? Oh, now she thinks she can come in too.
She's so jealous.
I managed to fall asleep when the storm was just coming in. I then woke up because it was really loud, and I couldn't fall back asleep because it was really loud.
What?
Everything was fine. It was just loud.
It was loud last night.
Oh, so I just brushed my hair, and now I've got emo bangs.
Oh, you do? I was going to say something about that. Very emo.
I don't know why. It's just like...
But I know it was loud. I was awake since 3:30. Since the storm passed. I even went outside for a little bit, and I was afraid. I was afraid that when I walked out, I was going to wake your mother up and freak her out. But this was at 5:30 this morning, and we had wind,
You can see all of the lights are still on.
But there was no rain. I mean, so Kim Morrison says, "Hi, Liberty."
Hi, Kim.
Inez is there. So, I mean, we had some wind. That poor little tree right there, that little plant thing, he's going to be so sore.
Let me help.
Hurricane hair don't care. There we go. Exactly right. And this is, I feel like Chris could use, it moved. What could I use? A corned beef sandwich today at the boardwalk. Oof. I could use pretty much anything because we've been eating off of hurricane foods for a bit. So, hey, we got you want to help me? So, Anonymous or Anonymous, however you want to put, just tip $10 to the channel. Thank you so much, Anonymous. Now, Liberty, I have a video that we get to sing with now.
Oh.
So, because it's, people get tired of hearing me just sing all the time. So, we just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal from the Magic Crew. Mahalo, and thank you so much, Anonymous, for supporting the channel. And thank you guys for being such an amazing community that you can feel comfortable giving to the channel, knowing that we're going to put it into what we can do to keep things going and keep you guys together. So, did Liberty make any items for her store during the storm? I don't think you haven't done any crafting. What have you been doing during the storm?
Well, and Liberty also has been under the weather, so
yes,
I have been doing a lot of sleeping.
She's had a lot of weather. She's had weather and weather.
And in every way, I am under it. Like, I'm under the sky, I'm under the metaphorical weather.
Inez.
She is feeling better, but she is
by the way,
rested.
Inez says, just FYI, I sent you an email about the Virgin Voyages cruise and looking for a response back for that.
Okay.
So now we can kind of get back to it. Yesterday, Tuesday, Wednesday were really hard as far as getting anything done for travel, because they were trying to make it really difficult unless you had something that had specifically to do with your stay here during the storm. They were trying to get people not even bother them.
Yeah.
So it was.
The
it's been a change.
recording actually said, unless this is directly related to travel this week, please call back next week.
And we're like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I had clients I needed to take care of. I'm like, I'm sorry.
No.
No, we will hold.
Oh, they're out there working on the hallway now. Hello, Betty. How you doing? By the way, guys, Liberty can't go. Sorry, Liberty. Well,
I know.
you have to be 18 or older.
The next year.
But we're still looking to put more and more of our crew onto this cruise ship in May. The Valiant Lady, we're going to be on the Valiant Lady. Susan and I are going to be on the Valiant Lady next month for a very special cruise for top travel agents who have worked with Virgin Voyages this past year. Susan got invited and she said I could go with her.
Yeah.
So we're going to be on the Valiant Lady next month, so we can get a little preview of what the ship's going to look like. It's pretty much a sister ship to the cruise that we took in March with everybody. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be the foodie cruise. And if you guys love food, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. And do not miss out on this, because you're going to have to wait for the next year to do another group cruise with Virgin Voyages. So send Susan an email if you'd like to have an idea of the deposit. And I can tell you, we've got a bunch of people who went with us in March. We are at this point, are we not 3 times as large as what we had in March as far as number of people?
Twice, maybe for people, twice as many cabins.
Twice as many cabins, but we have 3 times as many people right now going for our group cruise in May, and we want to make it even more. We want to be a formidable storm of fun when we get on the Valiant Lady next May, and we've already got that set and ready to go. If you've never been on a Virgin Voyage cruise and have always wanted to, or if you just want to be a part of a group mentality, hanging out with the people that you chat with on the regular, on the live stream, it is such a great feeling to hang out with and spend time with people on a cruise like this. You show up for a meal, you show up for breakfast, you hang out together, and then if you do your own excursions, you do your own things, it's cool. You run off, you do whatever you want to do, and as you walk through the ship, you run into other people from the community, and it is a lot of fun. And I tell you what, I am excited. As much fun as we had last March, it's going to be even that and better next May. So May 14th through the 18th, if you guys want to be a part of that, just make sure to send Susan an email. Did you just bonk your head? You did, you bonked your head. How'd you do that? Nova's been over here getting secret cuddles. Hi. Yes, you were a good puppy last night. You had a good time. You did have a good time. Didn't even notice that she didn't have biscuits. And she just, we made sure she was nice and comfortable. And she felt so comfortable that she actually left the bedroom with me last night at 3:30, woke me up to come sleep in the living room. And she was not scared at all, worried. No. You want to go get some puppy nums? Go get some puppy nums. There you go. She's like, I don't want to go see and say hello to everybody. Inez says, I'm actually looking forward to face-to-face meeting people I've been talking to for 2 to 3 years. And I'm going to tell you, if it's anything like it's been done before, Inez, as soon as you walk in, it's not like meeting new people. It's not. These are, this is your Ohana, and you're going to jump right on into it. We are going to set up a time for the night before. We're going to get a hotel. We're going to book. Can we get a block?
Yeah, I'm working on a room block.
Susan's going to get a room block for us so that we can all do like we did in March. Though everyone can come in, be ready in Miami, and we're all going to be in the same hotel, if you so choose, the night before, so that we can all get to know each other even better before we get on board the ship the next day. Then we make sure everybody gets to the port. And it's just, it's a lot of fun to do. So if you guys would like to be a part of it, I love it. So, how you doing, Paul? Good morning. Good morning. Kitten Duo. Guys, special Pixie Dust, the Kitten Duo. She is recuperating from her recent surgery. And, it's painful. It's rough. But it was a good thing that they found and a good thing that they worked on. So good to see you this morning, Kitten Duo. Paul, our house did very good. Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Cake Toast, we're going to be all in a hotel the night before the group cruise. We've done that for each of our group cruises so far, and it works out really well. And make sure that everybody's in. We don't have, people scared about where they're supposed to go, and we get to answer all their questions. And for first-time cruisers, it's really good because we make sure that you have someone to walk onto the ship with. So we'd love for you guys to be a part of that. Hey, Angelo. I am home. The parks are closed today. We just weathered the storm this morning, and it's looking quite nice outside. I mean, even now, it's wet, but I don't even see any.
And there's no rain.
There's no damage.
There's some
little
bit of wind.
But I mean, it's really nice. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there. Today, we're going to take it kind of easy. We're going to do a few other things behind the scenes. And if everything works out, first of all, I have to get my annual pass reinstated at Disney because my last one expired and I just haven't redone it yet. If the parks are open tomorrow, I say if you guys want to hang out, let's do a casual check on the parks and see how things are doing. I will tell you that as soon as I walk into a park tomorrow, there's going to be all kinds of people coming to the chat who will say some really nasty things about the fact that, well, I can't believe that you're going to the park when people are suffering and people's houses are flooded and stuff like that. It's going to happen. But at the same time, do realize that when we do these live streams, a lot of the people who watch our live streams are in fact having some tough times in their lives. They are suffering. They are having a go of it when it comes to challenges. But why does that make that important? Because our live streams are a place where they can come in for some positivity and a chance for them to escape from reality for a place. And so we will get back as soon as we can so that we can provide that as a service to the people who come in and hang out with us in our live stream. So it's just something we like to do. So good to hear it, Kitten Duo. Take it easy and remember at least 20 minutes of kitty cat pat time once every 1 to 2 hours. Remember, that's your prescription from the other night. So, well, guys, thank you so much for coming in today. Again, this was really a chance for us to, again, get in contact, keep in communication. If you are registered over on patreon.com. It doesn't matter for this whether or not you're a paid member or one of the free members. I put a post up this morning. If you are in Florida, we'd love for you guys to go into the post that I put up early this morning and just let us know what your situation is. If you have anything story or something in the comment, you can share there. Feel free to go check it out. And if you've always wanted to consider looking into one of the 5 paid tiers, you can have access to the chat that continually happens on the back end, where our people of our community can just chat whether or not I get up and turn on our live stream camera or not. There's always a chance for you guys to make connections over there. So check it out over at patreon.com/ear-to-ear-magic. So I'm going to post another very facetious video today about the idea of the hurricane after effect, because that's how I deal with life and stress, is the humor. And so if you guys would like to look for that sometime in the next 15 to 20 minutes, it's going to show up on Instagram. It's going to show up on Threads. I don't know if I'm going to put it on YouTube. We'll see. And Facebook. So keep in contact with each other and take care of each other. For those who are going to be coming to our Run Disney Wine and Dine weekend, which is going to be October 31st through the 3rd, we want you guys to be prepared to join a Zoom call, for those who are interested. Even if you're not running, you're just going to be here that first week in November. We want you guys to be a part of meetups and things like that. So we want you guys to join a Zoom call next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be putting in all the details over on our Facebook Run Disney support group, if you guys are part of that. If you're not, ask in the chat, and the mods will make sure to help you guys find that as well. But we will get you the information so you can join a call. We'll talk about what the weekend's going to look like, answer your questions, and sort of get our group mentality of how the 5K, as we're running together in the 5K, some ideas for costumes and kind of a cohesiveness as we're going to be doing that together that Friday morning, November 1st, which, by the way, is somebody's very, very, very special birthday. November 1st. Whose birthday? She's quiet.
You were talking about me. I thought there was like someone in the chat.
No, I'm talking about you. It's your birthday.
Oh, okay.
All right. Kim says, first week of November, I'll be at Disneyland. That's cool. Next year, you got to come to Disney World so you can come hang out and be everybody in the group as well. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for all that you guys do. We're going to close on out for this morning. And as always, if we can help you when it comes to your travel, you guys as a group, as a community, you take care of our family. Because when you book through us, you allow us to take care of our family through our small business. So I put this up the other day. This was extremely important for us for the month of September, to have our names up there in the top 15. Over 2,000 travel agents with Travelmation. But because of your support and your business, you guys are allowing us to be listed in the top 15 for all of the agents for the month of September. You guys do that. Thank you guys so much for that. And we hope that you will continue to feel not only comfortable and confident in reaching out to us and letting us be a part of your travel, but that we can do this for anything that comes up, whether it's Disney, Universal, cruises, and the like. So send us an email, susanedwards@travelmation.net. That's her right there. chrisedwards@travelmation.net. Copy me on there. Let us know how we can help you when it comes to booking and planning your next vacation. And we thank you guys so much again for all the support you guys give us with your travel business in the future. So we're going to head on out for today. Have a great afternoon, guys. Look forward to having something come up tomorrow morning. If the parks open up, we'll get it all together. And I have a feeling Owen will probably join me because he might want to get out of this place after a while as well. So you guys have a great, wonderful afternoon. Take care of each other. If you're over in the Patreon chat, if you see someone who's talking about their experiences from Milton, give them some support and give them some love. And that's the way it goes with our community all the time. Friday, October 11th, Universal Orlando Resort will be welcoming back guests as we return to normal operations across all of our theme parks, City Walk, and Halloween Horror Nights, inclusive of early park admission. So
we should see something from Disney soon.
Universal Universal just announced they will be opening tomorrow morning. So wait to hear for it soon. We'll post the information up for you guys about that. Until then, as we always say, share a lot. I forgot what we share now. I haven't said it in like 2.5 weeks. I was throwing to see if she'd jump in there. But share a laugh, share a smile, share a compliment. But whatever you do, be the sunshine in somebody else's day. From all of us here at Ear to Ear Magic, thank you guys so much for the support of the community. And we can't wait to see you guys again tomorrow, hopefully, in the parks. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.